into NFL Power Rankings. I'm Colleen Wolfe alongside Maurice Jones-Drew, the man, the myth, the legend, and we also have Elliot Harrison, our rankings aficionado here at NFL Network. I know you've been doing this for a while now, so what's the deal with this week?
Well, this week we got a new number 1, which is cool. I got a team at number 10 that literally nobody agrees with me, and then MJD's going to tell you for the 16th week in a row what's wrong with my list.
Oh, that's the point of the show.
That's what I'm here for.
He's the voice of the fans. Let's start with the top 10 and the Patriots. They're back up at number 1, Elliot, after the big win this week.
Yeah, you know, look, you can make all the hay you want about the rulebook monster coming up and beating the Steelers, but at the end of the day, you've got to stop the Patriots when they're going down the field. At the end of the game, they did it way too easily with Rob Gronkowski, who had a huge game, 9 catches, 168 yards. Hey, Brady, Gronk are on their way to the Hall of Fame, and they make everybody else on offense better, and I still think this defense is decent.
Well, I mean, again, they won, and they're winning, and they're winning, and they're winning. I think I'm okay with this one, though.
Okay. He approves of this one. Look at that. Okay, perfect. I don't know about the next one, though. How about this? Number 2, the Vikings.
I'm going to make a prediction, say he's going to be okay with this, too. I think the Vikings have been as consistent as any team in the NFL this year. And this guy right here, Case Keenum, gritty performance. It's not a cute story anymore, okay? Enough with the, wow, look at Case Keenum.
It's
nice
like he has to change
play.
his name.
Yeah. The guy is playing great football. He's almost a dark horse MVP candidate at this point.
Go Bruins!
And how about Kendricks there at the touchdown?
That's all that matters. He's the Bruins. Listen, you said it best. They're the most consistent team right now in the league. They're playing well, and they're tough to beat at home. And so right now they're on top. They're doing their thing, but we'll see how it goes when they get in the playoffs.
Shout out Jerick McKinnon, 100 yards receiving he had.
Shout out.
Great week for him. How about the Steelers? They fall 2 spots to number 3.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that on McKinnon because maybe that's what they need from Lev Bell. Maybe 75 yards rushing and 100 yards receiving with Antonio Brown out. And look, I know this was a close game and the Steelers could have won it. Really, the drop here is more reflective of losing Antonio Brown. Remember, these aren't power standings. It's how powerful the team is right now. Antonio Brown was an MVP candidate.
So is he not worth more than 2 spots then?
Look, I do believe in Le'Veon Bell. I think the offensive line is pretty good, and even though we're showing a terrible play by Ben Roethlisberger, he has picked up his play a lot.
Martavis Bryant stepped up, too.
Yes.
They all did, but I just think if Antonio Brown is what we thought he was, it should be dropped a little bit further, probably like 8.
So those are the top 3 rankings this week, and then you have 5 teams that have not moved at all.
Right, and then Atlanta and the Cowboys. And the Falcons, you know, they've had some breaks go their way, but they control their own destiny. They're probably going to be a playoff team.
Okay, we got to talk about the number 4 team, the Eagles right now. The Rams are at number 5. Elliot, why are the Eagles still ahead of the Rams, besides the fact that their record's better and they beat the Rams?
I love that. Yeah, that was for you. That was for you.
I'll do my thing in a second.
Yeah, at this point in the season, head-to-head means very little. But we're not talking about head-to-head 10 weeks ago. We're talking about head-to-head a week and a half ago. And the Rams are not able to stop Nick Foles in the fourth quarter when it mattered. Okay, we thought he was going to be the problem. He comes out, he throws 4 touchdowns. I know, MJD, you think some of these throws were easy. How many quarterbacks do we see miss these kind of plays? I'm more concerned about the defense, which has given up over 30 points per game last 2 weeks.
Can I get my single, please? Because I did say on Twitter that I was going to apologize to the people. So can I get my single?
Keep it on the
Twitter. Listen, Eagles fans, I am so sorry. My vision was wrong. It wasn't 4 games in a row. It's going to be 3. Oakland, Dallas, and the wild card. That's what's going to happen.
MJD.
I'm trying to tell you. It's just me. I just had a dream last night.
I'll see you next week for your next apology.
No, I can't. But then let's talk about the Rams. I mean, they dismantled the Seattle Seahawks. Mm-hmm. Okay, Todd Gurley is up for the MVP now. Is a front runner for the MVP. Defense, yes, no question. Tom Brady hasn't been playing well the last couple of weeks. The defense just demolished this Seattle team that the Philadelphia Eagles lost to in Seattle a couple weeks before with all their weapons. So, I mean, the Rams
right before they beat the Rams.
Yeah, they're playing better. So I think the Rams should be higher.
Okay, what do you guys think? You guys be the tiebreaker here. Who's better, the Eagles or the Rams? You can vote on Twitter at NFL Network. How about the NFC South? Right now, it looks like 3 teams are going to make it in. The playoff picture as it stands right now, that's how it is. So who's the most dangerous out of those 3 teams?
Well, listen, I'm going to go to toss to some sound first so you guys can all see it. Can you roll the tape, please?
Ooh.
15th play of the drive. Newton finds him. McCaffrey, touchdown.
anytime Cam Newton is confident like this, it reminds me of that 15-1 season where it doesn't matter who they're facing. You're going against Aaron Rodgers. All this pressure we felt was going to be on him. No, Cam doesn't care. He's out there confident, and this team shows confidence when Cam is confident. He's wearing hats with no brims and all type of things. But at the end of the day, he's making throws like this consistently. And then when they need a big play with his legs, he's able to do that.
I agree. I mean, Cam, when he's playing confident like this, it's like when MJD calls for a single again. But, Alvin Kamara is comfortable being on the 3 shot.
Do you want one? Do you want your single?
No, I don't. Alvin Kamara, to me, was huge for this team. Then he gets hurt against the Falcons. That's why I think the Saints, with him healthy, are actually the biggest challenger, MJD. I don't think they lose that game in Atlanta if he's there, and I think what we're going to see down the stretch is the Saints with an improved defense possibly be a Super Bowl contender.
No, I think you're right. He's done a great job for a rookie to come in and do that, but I just think Cam wasn't Cam until the last couple weeks.
And no love for the Falcons here. Not really a convincing win last night, but it was
They've been winning, but really?
It's winnings-ish.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. How about a look at your rankings 11 through 20 here, and those 49ers? They're up 4 spots.
I'm comfortable with this.
You ready to drop them after this week?
Actually, I should mention the Packers. I only dropped them 2 spots. Had I known Aaron Rodgers was going to be sat when I turned in the list, I probably would have dropped Green Bay a little bit more.
Okay, yeah. Well, so let's talk about that number 17 team, the Seahawks. They dropped 6 spots. Ugly loss this week.
Yeah, you could say, well, it really wasn't their day, but, you got to be able to stop the run in the NFL. That's been the same for like 97 years now. They weren't able to do it. And this is with the Rams literally stepping on the brakes.
In the third quarter at halftime. No, let me say this. I think this is a changing of the guard. I really feel like the Rams came out and played well, but Todd Gurley had a heck of a day. And offensively, they did a great job. But the defense, to keep Russell Wilson in the pocket and force those turnovers and to sack him all over the place, Aaron Donald dominated that offensive line. And there's not a defensive lineman like that in this league, and he needs to get more props for Defensive Player of the Year.
So the Rams, great game for them. The Seahawks, they just killed themselves too with penalties and the offensive line, so on and so forth. Okay. Here are the rest of the rankings, 21 through 30.
Right. You see the Cardinals there, by the way? I love the way they're competing. I know they lost, but they're not playing for next year.
You didn't move them, though.
And Blaine Gabbert, he didn't have a great game, but I like the way he's competed this year.
We got to do a little too high, too low. I have 2 teams here for MJD. First up, we got the Cowboys at number 10.
What do you think I'm going to say?
I know what you're going to say.
They're too high.
Let's go.
And let me tell you why. Everyone's saying Zeke is going to be back. Zeke is going to be back. Zeke is going to be back. But I held out in 2012, and one of the toughest things for me to do was to get back and to get my vision right because everything's moving so fast. He's been out for a month and a half. You have to give him a game to kind of get back his legs back underneath himself, even if he's been working out. I just don't think it's going to happen. I'm sorry.
Okay. A couple things there. Number one, Alfred Morris has actually played very well.
But he ain't going to play this week, though.
Okay. I'm just saying that they've gotten the run game going a little bit better. But here's the main thing. They got Tyron Smith back. They got Sean Lee back. They got Ezekiel Elliott back. Those are 3 first-team all-pro level players. I didn't even mention Dan Bailey back, who's like the NFC's version of Justin Tucker. That makes him a totally different team.
Well, hold on. Justin Tucker, slow down. That's great.
They got all their guys back.
That's Greg DeLeg.
Dan Bailey is the most accurate kicker in the history of the league.
You can tweet us using the hashtag NFL Power Rankings. Okay. How about the Bills at 15? What do you think? Too high, too low?
I think they're too low. This Bills team is playing well, and this is the thing. I do see them losing against New England, but they may win. And they played New England tough the last time we played them at home. If they win that game, how are you going to jump them? I think they end up being a top 10 team.
All right, so you just disparaged the Cowboys, who went to New York and played and won, and then went all the way to Oakland and played and won. Buffalo hosted the Colts, then hosted the Dolphins, who never win.
The Giants and then the Oakland Raiders.
Buffalo.
And it hurts me to say that.
Buffalo played the Colts and the Dolphins at home in the friendly confines. I mean, the Dolphins never win.
Well, they played the Colts in what we call, I don't know what you would call it. It was like 3 feet of snow.
It's like
anybody could have won that game.
It was amazing, that game.
Yes. So I'm just saying, Bills, nice wins, but
the Bills should be higher.
Get the Bills higher. What about the biggest movers of the week? Power up, power down. The Chiefs. They're up 7 spots.
Yeah, a couple things. Well, we're pretty much assuming the Chiefs are going to win the AFC West. That isn't really why I moved them up, though. I moved them up because they've been very impressive the last 2 weeks. Their backs were against the wall. Andy Reid made a big move, sitting Marcus Peters down. When his secondary couldn't cover, they responded, and then their secondary played their best game of the year against the Chargers. They made Phillip Rivers look bad, guys.
Plus, their offensive line is playing better, and that helps everyone.
You bet.
What about the Titans? They fall 5 spots, MJD.
They
How do you feel about it?
They haven't been playing well the last 8 weeks, I feel like. I mean, I feel like we've been saying they've been winning, but it's just like 8 weeks. They haven't played a solid football game together. Mario's been turning the ball over. They haven't really been able to run the ball. He's been hurt. Yeah, they just had a lot of issues. I don't know what's going on. They better get it right, though.
What happened to the Smash Mouth?
I don't know. I feel like they stopped doing it.
Exotic Smash Mouth.
Yes.
That's what it was. Hey, Merry Christmas, guys. I got you an early present. It's a trip with Elliot Harrison. A power trip with the Jaguars. You're welcome.
That's right. Happy holidays. But it wasn't like that for the Jags early on. I had them all the way at 31. Questions about sitting Blake Bortles, Tom Coughlin in the building. No one knew what to expect. Then they lose to the Titans big. They're at 22. We didn't think this was going to be a good team. But lo and behold, remember the A.J. Green, Jalen Ramsey game? Yeah, those guys started playing defensive football. It was impressive. This was picking off Ben Roethlisberger 4 times, then beating the Bengals, and then 45-7 over the Texans. You've got the stingiest defense in the league. They're in the playoffs, but what about the rest of the AFC mosh pit? I said we're assuming the Chiefs make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, winning the AFC West. So this is what you got. What do you think?
This is the wild card. And so I talked about the Buffalo Bills, and, you got to come to me with the hard stuff. So I'm here. I'm ready for you. Here we go. New England, Buffalo, you're going to take an L in this situation. So I'm going to give them an L there. But then I'm going to give you the W against Miami.
Down in Miami. Okay.
And it's tough to beat New England, that happens. Now, this is a game we're talking about. The Titans, can they turn things around? They're stumbling. They're trying to figure it out.
Better, man.
This is a championship game against the Los Angeles Rams for both sides. If they lose, they're out of the AFC South Championship. If the Rams win, they're in. So, hey, that's a loss for the Tennessee Titans. I'll be calling that game. And then you come to Jacksonville. That's another L.
Are they playing their guys? That's the question.
I said they do because you don't want Tennessee in.
Okay.
When you get to Baltimore, this is going to be this is 2 wins. A W against Indy, a W against Cincinnati. Both these teams are playing bad. Yeah, that's easy. Now, this is where it gets tricky. A W. They go to New York. I'm going to give them a W against the Jets.
No
Bryce
Josh
Petty.
McCown.
They got some issues. And then the big game. Come in a little closer. The big game. Come here. The Raiders in Carson, in LA. They're back. The Chargers, they get the W in that game. And because of that, let me bring you all the way back over here. The Buffalo Bills are out because of one choice. One choice.
I knew you're going
about
here.
5-6 weeks ago.
Too soon.
You started Nathan Peterman, 5 picks, lost the game. They get the tiebreaker. The Chargers are in.
Yep.
That's how it goes,
So
Colleen.
you got 5th seed, 6th seed, Chiefs win the West.
There you
That's
go.
What we got.
The Patriots and Vikings both up 1 spot to number 1 and number 2. They're going head-to-head this week in balance of power. This is a good one. I'm excited about it.
You know what, Colin? I know you're excited, but I'm more excited that Elliot's here to share this with you all because this is going to be a great one. Now, let's start at the bottom again.
Yep.
Coaching. You give it to Bill. Let's not even argue with it. Go ahead, touch that.
Because he's got the what?
He got the ring, so give him the ding. There it is. All right, let's go Vikings defense over Patriots defense. The Vikings are going to get both of those, so I'm going to hit them both at the same time. Here we go. Boom, boom.
Nice.
Right there. Pass offense. Now, I told you Case Keenum was better than Drew Brees, and was I wrong? No.
I'm still
Is he better than Tom Brady?
I'm still struggling with that.
Is he better than Tom Brady?
Yeah.
I'm not willing to say that, so you go ahead and give the Patriots that pass offense. Thank you right there. Now here, rush offense where it gets key.
Yeah.
Now, Rex Burkhead just went down. We don't know what's going on there. But Latavius Murray and Jerick McKinnon have been toting that rock like crazy. They've been helping out a ton. I like this Vikings rush offense. How do you say?
Well, MJD, don't defenses a lot of times use what personnel you have to kind of declare what you're doing?
You see that cut?
Yeah, I know you.
That's my baby.
I get it. That's your baby. But if you're playing the Patriots, how do you know what they're doing and how do you know who they're playing? Deion Lewis could come in. James White could come in. You mentioned Burkhead already.
They like to throw the ball. They like to throw the ball to those guys. I'm going to go ahead.
I think this is a competitive advantage.
And give this to the Vikings. And that's why you were wrong. The Vikings are going to win this thing. They're better than they are. I think if they line up, the Vikings defense gives them too tough of a matchup.
It's hard strategically to know what the Patriots are going to do and who they're going to play.
No love for Zim Zimma. All right, we asked you earlier in the show, who's better, Eagles or Rams?
Is this the first?
56% Eagles fans. Where are you right now?
Wow. When's the last time MJD won one of these?
It's been a while. It has been a minute. Usually the fans do side with Elliot. Okay, who's on upset alert this week, Elliot? Because you've been calling them every week.
Well, I think the Jags. I think they could go out to San Francisco and be a little overconfident. The 49ers have been stopping the run. It's not just about Jimmy G, so the Jags could have trouble running. I'm not saying the Jags are going to fly out there and just lay an egg, but, our producer, he goes all the way to Malibu just to play Miss Pac-Man, so I can see it happening.
That happened. That's confirmed.
Go Jags, 1. 2, Blake Bortles plays against the defense all the time, so he'll tear him up. And then I Jordan shrugged to all the fans that went for the Rams.
Jordan shrug. All right,
Some closing arguments, you know?
Let's put 30 seconds on the board
Let's
for all
go.
the teams
Here.
we haven't talked about.
Hey, Browns, Deshaun Kaiser, I was just about to commend you for living to play another down, then you throw up a punt for 3 defensive backs. Houston Texans, I love that Bill O'Brien says, I'm not resigning, don't quit. I agree. It's okay, Colts receivers and running backs, to help out Jacoby Brissett. It's not against the rules. Bucks, you saw why people are high on Jameis Winston. He's not overrated. Great game in the Redskins. If you want to evaluate Kirk Cousins, maybe you shouldn't run 20 times for 31 yards.
Hey, that's
that
a
might
novel
help your
idea. I love that.
I mean, they're just saying that because they don't want to pay him. That's the truth.
Oh.